All right, NEFL, week one in the books. I got Jay Charles with me. Connor's joining in to fill in, monitor comments, and I got Ben here. Starting the show a little late, but we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna recap week one. Real quick, Jay, how do you think things were ran this week?
I think it was pretty good. I like the new ref crews. I think obviously there's going to be some growing pains when they get used to the league. But I think any time that you have refs out there that, you know, kind of do it all the time, they're a little bit more respected. So I think the guys, for the most part, did a better job respecting them. When it's guys that play in the league and you have player refs and everything, I think people get on them a little too much. So overall, I think it went pretty well. I mean, sucks we had the rain and some of the teams were soft and didn't play through it, but we got a game we're going to have to finish up. You know Jacob, he always gets that special privilege, and we'll wait for a nice sunny day to finish that game. Whenever Jacob's good, it'll probably be like a Tuesday night when no one else can make it.
Buddy, how do we get in the good old boy crew? I mean, sheesh.
Yeah, I don't know. Jacob said something about the premium league fee.
Oh, okay.
That he pays every year. So
that makes sense.
I think that's it.
All right. Now, wasn't there all day? Did the same pairing refs do all day? Did they do all 6 games?
I don't believe
on their
so.
fields?
I think I saw multiple refs coming in as I was leaving the field. I was there for the first, 2.5 games, and I saw other refs coming in. So I think they have a crew maybe of 8 people.
Okay.
So I think they had 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon.
All right.
I'm not too sure.
That would make sense. Yeah, I mean, 6 games and they're an hour 15. That's a long day, you know.
Yeah.
I was there second half of the day, but I just saw the same reffing crews. How did you like the field size? Bova lied to me and said the fields were the same exact size. They're not.
He lied to everyone. Everyone that got there was like, they're definitely not the same width. And Joey's like, no, they are. And it's like, the whole league is saying it's not the same width. And Joey's like, no, it is. I don't know who he's trying to con, but.
So they're bigger?
No, they're thinner.
Really?
Yeah, definitely thinner fields.
The length of the field is the same.
Yeah.
The width is thinner. Did you feel a difference while you were playing?
Not really, but I also play carnivores, so. Play a tougher defense. It might feel like the field's a little congested.
Yeah, it did feel like the field was congested, in my opinion. Which, if there's a way to make the fields as big as they were last season, I mean, I would appreciate that. I don't know everybody else's stance on it. But it is tough sometimes because if you game plan for a certain size field and you promised one thing, I should have asked Jacob. He probably knew the real answer. He probably would have told
We have a couple early comments from our number one fan, Danny Cruz.
Yeah.
It says, salute to y'all for doing the show. It says, not Jay trying to look like Tambo. It says, Jay Charles and Steve Tambo twinning. He says, and Connor just did it. Connor, turn your hat backwards.
Buddy, I stole a look from Jay. Don't knock on him. I mean, it worked for him. I was like, it's got to work for me. So, all right, we're gonna recap these games. I know Riley and I picked the games last week. I don't have the official results of us picking, so we'll get right into it. Let's go field 1, field 2. Are you looking at the same thing I am?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we had Biscuits taking the win over Best Buds. Close game, 26-25 is the score being reported to me. Couple things I watched from the live. Shane Boss had a game. Played very well.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. I actually played at the same time, so I didn't get to watch that game, but I heard he had a really good game. Stepped up for them. I was kind of surprised, honestly, with Best Buds. The fact that 25 points on the board, I mean...
This did seem like a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
For teams kind of all in, right?
Yep.
Nobody really big missing from each team?
No, I mean...
off the top of our heads?
Unfortunately, both their captains are slacking and didn't put any stats in there, but...
So they're both facing suspensions this weekend, is what you're saying. If they don't have that stats.
If captains don't have it in, they don't get to play, so...
Whew. You know Junior's going to be watching, because he monitors stats anyways, so...
He prints them out and puts them under his pillow.
Yeah. But close game. I'm not surprised about the Biscuits winning this one. I am surprised about the low scoring, but you know, maybe it was a defensive-heavy game. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to watch it. But Biscuits pulling out the close one. All right, we're going to move to Field 2. First game of the night, or first game of the day. Only Flags and Carnivores.
Yep.
A little close one here.
Yeah, close game. I think, honestly, we didn't keep the foot on the gas too much. I think it was like 34-6 at halftime. We came out the gate hot. I think it's what everyone thinks. Like, obviously, we're going to be tough to stop offensively. Defensively is where we got to improve, and I think everyone knew, looking at the roster, Carnivores, the question is quarterback, and I think Lamar struggled early. Threw a few good deep balls, but just taking the short stuff is difficult for them.
Did he force too many deep balls, you would say?
I don't know. I think whenever you're down 4 or 5 scores, it's at that point you're really forcing. But he threw accurate deep balls.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He threw a nice deep ball to Stretch. To be honest, Stretch was bobbling the ball in the back of the end zone. He got 1 foot in, but he was bobbling the ball in the catch. But being the ref in that situation, it's tough to watch both. So I wouldn't have gave him a touchdown there, but he threw a nice post across the field to Stretch for a deep touchdown as well. So he threw well deep. I think it's just taking the full 7 seconds to find somebody open and hitting the short guys, and that's going to be a big thing for them. Just taking what the defense is giving you, take that short route, and I think that's where he struggled, was the short plays, just getting the ball out short and not throwing picks, because there was a few times where he forced short ones over the middle. So they're going to be in for a long season.
Real quick, is there anybody in the draft league nicknamed Snorlax?
Yeah, that's Anthony Sarno,
Yeah,
the extra point specialist.
Ben's asking for Bova to suspend Snorlax.
For what reason? On what ground, Ben?
It's based off of Anthony Serrano's comment saying that Bova is so soft he's never suspended anyone.
So that is
It's not true.
Anthony Sarno.
Sarno, sorry.
Yeah, that is Snorlax. So shout out to him. He's
All
right
right.
though.
If you had to give Carnivores a little, let's say one piece of advice on offense, you would say, take the short stuff if it's given, stop forcing the other stuff.
Yeah, and maybe use a few more screens.
Okay. They
It's an
look like
easy
they have
throw
some
to
good
get in the
players.
groove, so definitely think you got to hit some screens there.
Yeah. All right. Only flags, 1-0. Moving on to potentially the game of the week. We got Toxic Kings and Boom Boom here. 47-40, Toxic King takes the win. A little controversy in the last play of the game. So my understanding is Boom Boom scored, went for the onside, down 7.
Yep.
Now, you look at two camera angles, 2 different angles of this video. I wish I had to play it for you. I know Ben's posted it. Ben's listening right now. If he wants to post it, go right ahead so people can see it. From the defensive side of it, to me, does not look like a pass interference at all. Not one. If I'm a ref standing right there, no chance I'm even thinking it's even close.
Yeah.
From the offensive side of it, from where Sam's angle, Sam throws it, it does look like the receiver gets hit and can't make the play on the ball. So 2 angles to me, from what I've seen, tell 2 different stories. I still like the non-call. If I had to pick one, I still like the non-call. But it is funny how the 2 different angles, honestly, to me, showed 2 different things. But if you're watching from the back, it doesn't look like anything at all. It looks like great defensive play. If you're watching from the front, it does look like the receiver couldn't really get to the ball. So
my game had ended, and I saw Boom Boom score, and then I was sitting right at the 50-yard line or the midfield for the onside play on the play side. And when you slow it down in the video, I think you see the contact, and like, of course, you slow anything down, it makes it a little easier to see. But in game, like watching it live, I didn't think it was pass interference.
sure.
And I think, I think there's a lot of things that add up to that. If the throw was where it needed to be, and the receiver was still breaking out and everything, it's like he was kind of slow out of the break, and then he didn't really try to come back to it. And part of that was because he was breaking out deep down the field. But I think if there was more of a play on the receiver side to go to the ball, it would have been a lot more obvious as a DPI.
Yeah.
But I think where he was just kind of stand still, waiting for the ball to come in. And like I said, bang, bang play, the defender goes through him and hits the ball down. I mean, technically by the rule and you slow it down and everything, it's DPI, but when it's happening that fast and you don't see much of an effort from the receiver, and I think it was partly because he was still trying to find the ball when he turned around.
Yeah.
But I think when you see it like that, you're not going to get the DPI call, especially that late in the game, like an onside play. It's got to be blatantly obvious. So tough go of it for Boom Boom there, but they're a team that I think is going to get better. I mean, we say defense in this league is what's going to win big games, and I think come the end of the season, I think that's going to be a really good defense.
Yeah, on paper it looks amazing. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't make the first half of the games. It is a bummer to miss some of these games, so I do apologize, and I'll do my best to try to see as much as I can. But yeah, Boom Boom taking the L first week, and arguably the game of the week. We're gonna move on. Golden Boys, big win over here. Golden Boys and Drip Check. Were you able to watch this?
Yeah, I did the
Okay.
live for this game.
Okay.
So this one was ugly. I mean, it was Golden Boys all game. Started off the gate, right out the gate. They scored, and Drip actually drove down the field. Coop got a pick on the goal line, and they went down, scored again. Next drive, I think a pick 6 to Chad. Then Coop got another pick. Shout out to Coop. He played a really good game, especially defensively. He fought off some blocks, got a lot of good flags.
It's weird. He's not looking like a 5th-round pick out there. I don't know how that works out.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I'll give him credit. I think a lot of people have said over the few seasons that Coop's been playing, that he's soft and stuff like that. But I think seeing him play contact more in fundamental league, and then seeing him the other day, I think he's definitely starting to play to his size. He was throwing guys around, getting flags the other day, and then he's a smart defender too. He puts himself in a good spot. So shout out to him. He had a real good week. I think he had 11 flag pulls, 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. So
Sheesh. It's a good defensive campaign start.
yep.
I mean, and yeah, it is nice he has progressively gotten better since I've started watching him.
Yep.
And I know me watching him was not the start of his flag football career, but even non-contact in Bedford, he's getting better. It's like an uphill, progression.
Yeah.
And it is good to watch. And yeah, I like Coop a lot. I know he thinks I hate him, but no, he's a good dude, and he is getting a lot better. And I do think they pulled one over Bova's eyes with that 5th-round talent for a co-captain. But
Drip's in trouble, but I know they were missing some guys, but I still think they're gonna have some trouble this year.
well, nobody loses a championship week 1. Nobody wins the championship week
Right.
1.
Yeah, no, just initial eye test. I think they're gonna be in trouble. I mean, I said this when I saw their roster on paper, so I'm sticking with that. Golden Boys look good though. They look real solid. Riley made some good picks. You got guys in good positions. They're gonna have a good defense, and then of course they cheated the system with their 5th-round pick. So
Yeah.
hats off to them for that.
He cheated it, but he also stretched on his, I think, 2nd-round pick.
Who was his 2nd round?
Junior.
Oh yeah,
3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
Now, do you think the team gets better or worse when Junior finally makes his debut this season?
Easily worse.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
No, Riley does have a great knack for talent. He really does, and he's a smart dude. He knows how to play for whatever style he's in. He comes up with a good scheme. I watched a little bit of their live, not live. I watched it after just to see, and he's doing some of the same stuff that worked for him last season.
Yep.
So smart player. Obviously, put guys in positions he wants. Big win over a team that missing guys and made some mistakes early. But we'll see. Drip Check will bounce back. I know that. But I would like to see how Golden Boys keep this, keep it going here.
Yeah, they're gonna have that RPO going again with Cloak. I think that's a big thing, a big part of Riley's game too. And I mentioned the live. It's an unselfish play that Riley does. Like he'll hand the ball off and lead block.
Right.
And
I know.
I was like, I'd rather just run the ball and let someone else block. But it's definitely one of those things that they're gonna be a good offense. And I did have to bring up that Riley threw one of the worst passes I've ever seen in the history of the league. In terms of just like
really?
technique, and it was a complete knuckleball. Like he looked like Tim Wakefield out there. He completed it.
And he completed it?
Again, hats off to Coop because he looked like Doug Marabelli catching the knuckleball. But it was one of the ugliest passes, and like right in the left Riley's hand, he knew it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told him I was gonna give him shit about that, so had to throw it out there.
All right, Golden Boys opening up 1-0. We got No Fly Zone and Supreme, which to me, this seemed like a bad matchup for Supreme, but 47-40, one score game.
Real quick, Riley wants to say, buddy, it was a completion. I learned from Peyton Manning.
All right. 47-40, No Fly Zone over Supreme. Bova believed they had a chance to win, and unfortunately they feel like they blew it. Were you able to watch any of this?
I was not.
No. Tough to recap this game. I heard Jimmy was there. I heard both teams pretty full squatted. Nobody really missing anybody major, from what I know.
Was Biggie playing in Mud Bowl?
Yes. Okay. So
he
they,
wasn't there for.
he wasn't there for Golden Boys. That
No.
Biggie's on Golden Boys.
No, he's on No Fly Zone. Junior's
Oh.
on Golden Boys.
No, I know Junior.
Biggie's on No Fly Zone.
Oh, my fault. So No Fly Zone missing Biggie. They had they had Jay, they had Duval, they had a few guys.
Joey threw 2 picks near the end of the game.
Is that what somebody's saying?
Yeah, Ben saying that.
Yeah, figures makes sense.
Yeah, new refs. He probably doesn't have them in their pocket yet. He probably,
Right.
That's got to tip him.
Usually he gets those called back when
right,
it's Chicky
right.
or.
All of a sudden, it's roughing the passer.
Yep.
No, but so everybody's counting Supreme out. A lot of people have No Fly in their top 3. And to lose by 1 score. Obviously, Supreme knows what they're doing. We knew synergy would be a big factor with that team right away.
Yep.
Obviously, Bova's the one blowing it, so Bova needs to figure it out, and then maybe no Fly Zone comes out on the wrong end of that.
And just so you know, No Fly Zone had no Biggie, no Martell, and no Edwin.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they were missing 3.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean.
So No Fly Zone pulling the win, missing a few role players. I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
No offense to those guys,
No,
respectively,
yeah.
but they're not the star players of the team. But yeah, good role players, good positional guys, and that's why I think No Fly Zone right off the rip. To me, we're top 3 team is because depth. When you get Edwin and Biggie and Martell low rounds, they all serve a purpose for sure. So all right, moving on. We got Certified Kings taking the win over City Boys.
Yep.
Little low scoring here, which kind of fits into what we've been saying. City Boys going to have a great defense. I hear a couple great defensive plays on their part. We got a video we're going to show you later. But only putting up 24 points, kind of tough.
Yeah.
You watch this?
I did watch the live of this game, and it pains me to say it because they're my boys, obviously, but I heard there's some locker room drama going on in City Boys.
Already?
Wow. It's
It's
been
only
1
week 1.
Yep. Yeah, I heard there was some beefing going on between 2 unnamed ST guys, so it's.
Oh, so it's your guys.
Let's do the math.
I hate to call it out, but that's part of what I got to do here. We're on the show, we got to talk about it. And I think it's water under the bridge, but maybe it affected them throughout the game.
Hey,
Maybe
what
not.
great families don't fight with each other? Come on.
Right. Yep. But no,
I've only ever fist fought my brother, so
Your brother probably whooped your ass.
we both had black eyes.
looking through it, it looks like Certified Kings. I don't know if they didn't have the ball a lot but they only had 19 passing attempts as a team. And
I figured there'd be a lot of running with them.
Yeah, they had 10 rushes. So I don't know if they just don't know how to properly take stats or because that's realistically,
They have some turnovers? Yeah, they did, for sure. I know that.
They had 1 interception and 1 fumble loss.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, they had it from the stats. It looks like they only had 29 total offensive plays.
Interesting.
Yep. So I don't know if it was just part of the quarterback god Connor McLaughlin's plan to just bleed time on the clock and not give them the ball much, or if they miskept stats or something. But 29 total offensive plays, it looks like.
Huh. All right, well, Certified Kings 1-0, City Boys 0-1, in a decently close game. I mean, I confident City Boys will be fine this season.
Yep, I agree.
They're too talented, and a lot of guys on that team have had a lot of success elsewhere.
I will say, I did see Kevin Hayhurst threw somebody.
Yeah.
They ran a screen on one play, and Kevin threw the guy onto the sideline pretty much from like the slot. So props to Kev, still out there throwing people around, bullying people.
Yeah, that guy's like 7 feet tall. Should be.
He was Uncle Philin out there.
Yep.
All right, we got TD Mafia over No Limit, 38-25.
No. We got Heat
Wait,
Check
what?
and Tropic Thunder.
No, we're going Field 1, Field 2.
Oh, you're just
Stay-
so
stay
excited
with the
about that
rhythm.
Heat Check
Oh,
Tropic
don't
Thunder
worry.
game.
I took a beating. We'll get to it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay. You're
fun.
going. Okay.
Well, it's what we've done the first 6 games.
All right. You know what?
Jesus. What were you doing in my driveway?
I told you I was pissing in your neighbor's lawn.
All right, we got TD Mafia over No Limit. Anybody watch this game? I think I took TD Mafia in a close one. 13 points. I know No Limit had a couple turnovers. You looking at the stats right now? Are they in?
Yep. Well, they are for TD Mafia. Hold on. Not for No Limit. So, captains, you guys got to be better. You want us to talk about your great plays and how well you're doing. Get your stats in. Stop slacking.
Who stood out for TD Mafia this one?
So it looked like Corey Grant had 7 receptions on 9 targets, 2 touchdowns.
Very underrated player.
Yep. I think that's another potential steal as a co-captain, and they also got a comp pick, right?
Who was it? Keno and him?
Yeah.
And they
pretty
got a
sure
comp
they got
pick?
the comp pick as well.
Yeah.
Nuge was throwing for them, and it looks like he went 20 for 25, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Let's go over to the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 picks, a little concerning, but, not that concerning against that team they're playing against. I mean, the team...
It looks like he got him back on defense, too. He had 2 interceptions for himself on defense.
He does get a lot of picks on defense.
He does. He covers a lot of ground back there, and he's good at baiting the quarterback. You think he's not going to be able to get there, and he'll
Yep.
fly over there. Jonathan Keogh had a pick 6 and 4 deflections.
That's a good defensive game.
I think I saw the video. I think Keogh posted it himself. I think he pulled a Deshaun Jackson and dropped the ball before he got into the end zone.
I heard he let it go, but caught it while he was in the end zone.
Did he?
Is that correct? There's a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah. Yep. So, David Volpe, I don't know, he also had 4 pass deflections and a sack. So, a good defensive day by him.
That's good.
Yep.
He's got to bring that to Bedford sometime.
No.
No offense, Dave.
Yeah,
Love you. You're still my guy.
I think TD Mafia will be a competitive team. Looks like they got some offensive weapons. They got definitely some defensive guys. I don't know if Al Pacino played.
No, I think he's out. I think he's hurt. Like
Okay.
something happened.
Yeah, okay, because I said he doesn't have anything in the stat sheet here, and I saw him there at the field, but he didn't look like he was dressed to play, so I didn't think he played.
Yeah.
But I mean, another good defender there. So yeah, they look like they'll have a pretty solid team.
All right, well, TD Mafia starting the season 1-0. That's good for Keno and Corey. All right, we're moving on to the disaster, what we call the Heat Check Tropic Thunder game. Yeah, they beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah, I mean, from what I was hearing, everyone, I got inside word from Tropic Thunder that it was their first round, or their captain that blew the game.
No, nobody, not one person blew the game. This is the thing with Heat Check. We know on paper they look great. On the field, they look even better. They're two-dimensional here. They can beat you in the air and they can beat you on the run. We didn't have an answer for either one of them. They literally scored every drive they had. Whether it was a short drive, long drive, didn't matter. We went down. We had to play perfect just to stay with them. We went down at half on a big play, and then they came out and scored right away with ease. So we ended up, we get in fourth downs, we're going for it.
Right.
Where normally, if close game, we might punt it.
Right.
But again, it didn't matter where they.
And then you got bad field position, and it's.
Right. But it didn't matter where they started with the ball. They were just at ease. They did what they wanted. Top to bottom, I said it's a great team. The one question mark, which was unfortunately, what's his name? The quarterback, Jason,
Yep.
aka
Most
Prison Mike, aka somebody called him Hot Topic. It was so funny.
He looks so much like Dr. Disrespect to me for some reason.
But he kicked ass. He did great. They gave him some plays. He ran it to perfect. He probably had a couple missed throws that should have been picks. But other than that, he played perfect. And he's the type of dude to throw a screen and then run upfield and block.
Yep. And
as you talked about Riley and him last season, as the guy on Whiskey Boys that had to rush them, it's not fucking fun.
I played. I was the live for that game.
Yeah.
So I saw that. You guys, I think, had 7 guys that day too, so it was a long day for Whiskey Boys.
Yeah, it was not fun. So he's a guy, and he played safety, and he played it pretty well. We scored a few times, and honestly, we probably should have scored a couple extra times in the first half. And regardless, my team knows that where we fucked up. I didn't make any preseason games, so you're just starting to learn, and that's where the mess ups happen.
For your team.
Yeah, I know. It's called load management, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. I can't play all these
Get our
games.
hernia and I was out there, Steve. Come on.
Well, I'm no UJ. That's why you're the man.
Yeah.
Remember. But even if we played perfect, we're still losing this game. If our offense played perfect, we're still losing the game. Defense, we have to make adjustments. We have to figure it out. But again, it's like pick your poison. There are a lot of teams in this league built to stop or at least contain their run, which I will defend. Those teams, but those teams who are very strong at stopping runs are going to have a hard time stopping their pass game, and vice versa. It's this team is just top to bottom very good.
Yep.
I saw Deuce yesterday. I told him I was going to talk a ton of shit about him, but I mean, I got nothing bad to say.
Right.
But no, it was a fun game. Don't get me wrong. Very clean game. Like, they played very physical. There was nothing I don't think I could have complained about. One penalty that wasn't called. Very clean, very fun. It was a good game. Sean doing Sean things. It was nice to see him out there, and they made it difficult. With a wider field, I think I might have been able to come up with a few more plays to open stuff up a little bit. But they made stuff very difficult. I misread guys. We had some drops, and we didn't play to our potential. I mean, he checks full field right, playing their potential right now. They're going to be very tough to stop.
I knew they were going to win when Dome showed up in pouring rain with 2 pairs of sunglasses. He was wearing one on his eyes, and then he had one on the back of his hat. So I knew it was over right then.
You should have told me. I wouldn't even have came.
Yeah, he came to the field. He had 2 pairs of sunglasses on, so I knew that was it right then. Game was over.
All right. Enough about heat check.
I got people in the comments saying that we need wider fields.
We do.
Yeah.
We need the wide fields that we had before. Bova needs to figure it out.
It felt like there was a lot of space in between the 2 fields that you could have done it.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely could have. I mean,
yeah.
It's just, and when you're playing in a league with a dictator like Joey, you had, how many people we got in the league? Like, I don't know, 210 or something? 220?
Yeah.
Like 219 people like, hey, Joey, the fields aren't as wide. He's like, no, they are. And you're not going to change his mind, so.
Jacob, don't worry. I did the fields like you asked. All right. Congrats to Heat Check. I'd love to play that game every week. I mean, it wouldn't be fun at times.
And Pat wants to hear more about Heat Check.
Yeah,
Pat Morris.
Tell Pat to shut up. He's lucky I didn't stiff arm him to the ground, okay? I went easy on him. All right, moving on to Web Warriors and Screaming Eagles. Now, this game was interesting for a couple reasons. Obviously, a lot of knock on Web Warriors. People don't think they drafted well. Not a lot of faith in their team.
I think they got a pretty solid team besides that Adam kid.
Well, unfortunately, Adam might be out the whole season. We don't know what happened. for Web Warriors, unfortunately, they had 2 guys go down with looked like 2 serious knee injuries. Adam being one of them, and we'll figure it out from there. Game started off with a Danny Cruz turnover, questionable whether he was pitching the ball or just dropped it. A lot of talk about that, and we'll get into that. Not Web Warriors. Eagles came out, scored off of that drive right away. Started doing the Spider-Man, taunting the other team, and then Web Warriors went and put a hurt on them. Finished the game 34-12. I believe Eagles scored a garbage touchdown. And we'll talk about it a little bit. We all saw the comments. We all saw the back and forth. I love Johnny Teixeira. I've always said that. He's a great player, talented, good dude. Love playing against him. We have fun.
Definitely the better of the 2 Teixeiras.
Without even a doubt. Yeah. Come on. But when you score first, early, a couple minutes into a game, and you disrespect a team, you can't be mad that they put you on blast that it didn't work out for you towards the end. So I'm going to back up Danny Cruz and the guys for, having a little fun. And don't tell me David Jonathan or whatever his last name is, Seamies or whatever, wasn't ready with the memes. Mr. Meme Warrior over there wasn't ready to rip on the Web Warriors if they happen to pull it out. Now, this game, yes, Eagles are missing their starting quarterback. They're missing arguably one of the best 2-way players in Tang Wei. Would the game have been different if they were there? For sure. Absolutely. We all know that. But be it as it may, they weren't there. And this is the game that happened. And, where you're undermanned and you go up 6-0, I don't think I would taunt them yet. I would wait till I'm almost done the game before I start doing the spider web for the cameras and things like that, which was all funny. I loved all of it.
Yeah.
But hey, take what comes with the losses. But Web Warriors 1-0, and before Adam went down, I really looked at that schedule and I thought they could come out their first 6 games 4-2, and I honestly meant it. Now we'll see how they do. They drafted a lot better than people give them credit for. The only thing that's really going to hurt them going forward, I know, is availability. Everybody thought it was a scam about Derek. He's really going to miss every other game. And they have another guy who might be unreliable for early games, unfortunately, and then 2 guys going down. So they're going to be shorthanded. They did draft a lot of 2-way players. Martin played great. The quarterback, Omar, played great. Questionable first-round pick, to some people, not to me. That kid balled ass on both sides of the field.
I thought he was the second round.
Jesus?
Oh, I think you said Omar. Sorry, that's my bad.
Well, I said Omar.
Yeah, I thought you were talking
Jesus
about.
was their first-round pick, right?
Jesus was their first-round pick. Some people question the pick. I liked it. I asked Adam why, because his name didn't even come up when we were talking, and he gave his explanations, and I go, yeah, you're right, and he balled out that first game. So a lot to build off for Web Warriors here. Little bit of I can't even say an easy game, because I really do feel the Eagles drafted great as well. They have a good top to bottom team. Yes, when you're missing your starting quarterback and your number 1 player, that's going to hurt anybody. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah,
right.
It's going to affect the game. But I think Web Warriors did what they need. Huh?
I mean, we'll go over that again in the next game.
Yeah, that's true. But I think both teams did a great job of drafting depth. I think if Eagles didn't fire up the Web Warriors right away, I think it might have been a little closer game. Unfortunately for Eagles, they did, and Web Warriors pulled away. But we'll see how the Web Warriors season turns out. Little uncertainty with some injuries. I hope all parties involved are healthy, but we'll see. On the field, too, same time, we had Zigzag and Flip the Bird. Connor, you want to talk about this game?
Sure, why not? So, pulling up to the game, we knew we were going to be underhanded coming from our side.
Sure.
We had no Howe. We had no Bryce. And
Rua.
Rua was hurt. I don't know if anybody else was missing particularly. I got to double check. So, we're coming in, and it's who's throwing. We have a setup offense, defense. Vance is throwing. Pretty much if you're there, you have one sub and you can catch your breath if you need to, because that's all we had is one sub the entire game. We have some things that we need to work on defense. We have some things that we need to work on offense. But I think the team has upside. A lot of people are, everybody's telling me, when Howe's here, he's a top quarterback in the league, as far as I know.
Unfortunately.
And it'll be great to have him. But from what I saw with what we had today, if that situation ever pops up again, we got a hole that we're digging ourselves out of the entire time. And this is no shout to, I'm not bashing on Zigzag or anything. Those guys played really well. Those guys played physical. They knew what they were doing. And they played like a team, like you want, through and through. It was nice to see blocking downfield, helping each other out, doing this, that. We have some things to work on, like I said. And score, not happy with.
Now,
That's all I'm going to say.
So we had just got beat pretty bad, and we were on the sidelines all talking about it. You guys scored first, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Vance threw an awesome ball to Sherry down the sidelines, right?
Yeah. I felt, though, that play, great play calling by Vance, because Sherry's telling Vance, hey, I can beat this guy one-on-one and everything like that. I wish I didn't open my mouth during that play, because it just kind of opened up the floodgates, because they were running 3 safeties, 3 up in the middle. And my fear was, with Sherry taking essentially one of the safeties one-on-one, was that one of the other safeties would recognize this and jump over and help him. So I told Vance, let me run up the middle to take away that middle safety. And I felt like it just kind of everybody was like, this is what's happening on offense. I felt like that happened when I said something.
Yeah.
Because we scored on it, and they were like, this is what I'm seeing, this is what we should do, and this and that, rather than just kind of let the guy call his plays.
So you really blew it on a lot of aspects of your game, huh?
Fuck yeah.
How many fumbles did you have?
1.
How many drops did you have?
2.
Interesting.
You freaking idiot.
It was either 2 or 1 drops, because 1 was deflected.
Is there a biggest bust of the draft? Is there an award?
If it is, it
could be Connor.
It could be me,
Yeah.
for all I know right now.
It definitely has to be Connor.
This hurts.
All right.
We should put a poll up, but we already know the results. It'll be 100% Connor.
Well, some guys didn't show up to week 1, okay? Are they a bust?
No, they didn't
Fuck.
show up.
No, I mean, I think going into it, it's the same thing that we said about the last game.
Yeah.
Granted, Zigzag probably looked great, but
Yeah.
when you're missing your quarterback, you're missing your tempo of your offense. That gives them more time on the field together. You're missing Bryce. You're missing Rua, 2 good defensive players as well. So now it's tough to get a look at either team.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's another one that we're gonna have to wait till next week or the week after to really see the projection of those 2 teams. I mean, we said going in, I think Zigzag, they have good chemistry, so that's a good way for them to start out.
Yeah.
And to really go out and, it sucks for you, but to really go out and lay it on you guys, I think is what they need to do. With that chemistry, go out, get started well. And then I think for you guys, it's going to be a whole different game next week when you have 2 of those guys back. I don't know how long Rue is out for.
Yeah,
but
I think he went to an orthopedics today.
Okay.
He was in a boot.
Yeah, but he put himself in that boot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know that.
I knew I was missing one. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, no,
we're gonna move on, and this could be a good game for Burns to really get in a roll, some type of rhythm.
Yeah.
Right, and I think exactly sometimes you go to a game like that and you're like, you know what, they're missing guys, let's have fun with it, blah blah blah, and it ends up being closer than it should be.
Yeah, no.
So I think they did a good job there of really just putting the foot on the throttle and laying it on them, because that's what you got to do to get in a rhythm.
Yeah, I
go
agree.
out, call your plays, run it like they have their full team.
Yeah. All right, last game on field 1. Somehow, should we even talk about this? Somehow, Jacob Lapointe gets his way and gets the game, suspended? On hold? I don't know what you want to call
It's
it.
on a Jacob timeout. so
Yeah. When are they going to make this game up? On Jacob's time?
Yeah,
Is that what we said earlier?
Hold on, we'll message Jacob. We'll ask him when he's good for it. Whenever he's good, they'll make it up.
So 6-6 going in the second half. That rain was coming down bad, so I'm sure it affected the game. I beat feet out of there. I had to get out of there. It has in parentheses free smoke here. Not really sure why, but he has 6-6 that second half. They're going to continue the game at some point in time. The rain was really bad for those teams.
Free smoke ball. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be their ball.
Well, not much to talk about it. So, last game of the day, Field 2, we got Crazy Work 21, 21-7 over Black Mambas.
I was
That
a little
is,
surprised at this one.
the rain was coming down hard. What are you surprised about?
It was actually 20-13.
Right, that's what someone told me. So I
Yeah.
don't know why they reported the score as 21-7.
The ref reported that, but on the league schedule page, it has the correct score, 20-13.
20-13.
Yep.
Okay.
So it was a closer game, but I know Pat had said that he threw 2 bad picks. But yeah, I mean, I don't, definitely a defensive game. And like you said, the rain was coming down, so I'm sure it was hard for either team to really get in a groove.
Yeah, I'm not saying it necessarily would have been a low-scoring game like this without the rain, but I did predict more of a low-scoring, run-heavy, physical game.
And then Kenny Wheels was probably late, right?
He was late, not to the game, but he was definitely late to work, and he blamed it on having to block and fight off Noel and House and the whole team.
Yeah.
I'm actually lucky he came into work that day, so can't really complain there. But yeah, I watched some of this game, and it was a physical game.
Did Tim Nutter throw for
No.
crazy work?
Nope.
Was it House or DJ?
It was DJ. They
Okay.
did confirm. They said DJ was throwing.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I think I remember that.
Kenny Will says, "Whoa, Jay, chill."
No, it was a good game, and we're gonna segue into our top 5 plays of the week, and I believe I have 2 plays from that game. Now, like I posted to everybody, I would like to show some top 5 plays every week. Unfortunately, I don't have time to watch 12 friggin' games to find them myself. So. Allegedly. Oh no, there's no allegedly there.
Would you want people to submit like clips?
So I told
maybe?
them to. I said,
Yeah.
submit the clips, and I'll decide what's top 5. If you don't like which 5, I'm sorry. They're the ones to me that looked most impressive. So, Ben, you got those videos queued up? Yep. All right, I think we're gonna break right into number 5.
They're all heat check plays, right? Pat Morris was wondering.
Was Pat Morris wondering?
Yeah, he did. He
Well,
said,
Pat-
"Oh, nice, more heat check talk."
Pat can mind his business. All right, which one we got? Okay, because first, number 5, we got the Black Mambas and Crazy Work game here. You want to hit play on this? So a rain in the factor here. We got a good strip here, and then a pickup, big touchdown. So to me, the score that was reported to me was 21-7. So I thought that was their only score. So thought it was a little more, but obviously with a 1-score game,
Yep. Joe Harris had a receiving touchdown. I believe that was their other touchdown.
Okay.
This is one of the games that's going to continue.
They got their stats in.
They did not, but I saw Pat post it in the chat.
Yeah. All right, and maybe the rain had some factor in it, but both those teams are going to cause a lot of turnovers. Both those teams are physical; they're big teams, and that obviously was a big turnover. We got number 4. Pat Morris will be happy for this one. We got Shizzy just surfing and moving and just making 3 guys miss. Prison Mike back there. Doesn't matter who's there. Anybody can throw this pass. No offense. But Shizzy doing Shizzy things. And that's my number 4 play of the week. And then number 3 is back to heat check. Yeah, Dome is my best friend now, now that I posted that. All of a sudden, he's giving me segment ideas. He wants to be a guest. I told him to lose my number. He goes, I don't think I actually have your number. I'm like, good. But we got Prison Mike with the nice pump fake here. Off to Sean. And a good block to set it up. And then you get Sean one-on-one. He's very difficult to stop. And he just takes it to the house here. Making a couple guys miss. I'm gonna tell you right now that everybody on heat check was coming down the block. You weren't just in there by yourself. You were fighting a whole team.
I think Dome asked for like a reception touchdown in the stat sheet for that play there.
Yeah, I bet he did. Yeah, he asked for a lot of that stuff. He
Gotta like split it in half.
He goes, you don't have to do it this week, but you can do a top pancake list, and I know what you're getting at, though. So you can. All right, I got number 2 here. This is Certified Kings and City Boys. This is AP just going up reading the quarterback and jumping up and making a play. Let's play that a couple times. That to me was impressive. What did you do? You can't just put repeat.
Not really.
And City Boy is doing City Boy things. And it's not an easy play. I mean, you know, AP's really coming out on his own in the past few months, to be honest. He's really elevated his game. They got a steal where they got him.
Yep.
You're doing a nice little pause here. This is what everybody sees. This is Ben, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. This guy.
Hey, I'm just saying, I don't know what was wrong with the last week's producer. or sorry, 2 weeks ago.
All right, let's get to the number one now. Before you play the video here, I mean, we've seen this at sports, you know, venues. When you get real big, you know, there's fans watching the games. You every now and then have a streaker. You know, we had security out there. Just hit play. Let everybody see this. I mean, unfortunately, during the rain, we had a streaker. Good thing security was all over it. Took him down right away and got him right out of it. It comes in from the right if you're watching, and just out of here. See ya. Right over there before you could get to the players and really disrupt, you know, the game. It's one of the downsides to getting real big and having a great league.
Yep.
I do believe that's dumb, and I have no idea what was going on there. I have no idea.
Thank God for the security. That could have got ugly.
Yes, it could have. But no, if you, I got a real number one here, and if you thought I was keeping myself out of the top 5 ever, you are cooked. So let's go. Let's go. Number one play, the real number one play. You got Lambo Tambo back there. Let's hit a play for everybody. Oh boy. So you can hit it a couple times. Drip check. They were only blitzing on 3rd and 4th. Whoever called the blitz on 2nd down
This
really.
is heat check, not drip check.
Oh, sorry, heat check. I'm sorry. Too many checks. Really got me off guard here. And I went right into non-contact mode. Unfortunately, Walkley's a very big contact guy, and the awareness to just stick up a hand and slap the shit out of my arm and get that ball up. You can even see the expression on Yogi's face.
I was going to say, Yogi's my favorite part about this entire clip. It's just like, yo.
I mean, honestly, there isn't much difference between that and your throwing motion. So I would have argued the tuck rule.
There was no arguing there. They beat me on this play 100%. Hats off to Carter to coming in trying to stop the play. But Walkley making a play. I think he had 4 touchdowns on the game. And that's the top 5 this week, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you have your videos, send them in, and I will decide, or I'll have Jay decide, you know, what the top 5 is going to be. And I think out of the videos that were sent to me, those were the top 5 plays. So, all right, we're gonna let's talk about next week's schedule. Get right into predictions and get the hell out of here. Unfortunately, Ben took too much time to get the shows going. So,
Yep. Thanks, Ben.
You can talk.
Do you have the schedule up?
You can say, fuck you.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it right now.
Say, fuck you, where's my dinner? I'm hungry.
You walked right by dinner.
I didn't see it.
Shout out to Connor for making dinner for the guests
take
and
food off someone's counter.
So I don't have the fields, all right? So don't get bent out of shape here, but we have the schedule.
Do we have
Okay.
the times?
Yes.
Because I need to know what time my game is at.
I told you to figure that out already.
Well, if Howe doesn't get the stats in, you guys are going to be without him again this week. So
Yeah,
So,
Captain, get your stats in.
7:45 first game. We have Toxic Kings and Carnivores.
Who you taking?
Toxic Kings by a country mile.
Yeah, I'm taking Toxic Kings by a couple scores.
Yep.
I think it's going to take a few games for Carnivores to figure it out. I think if they do figure it out, they'll be dangerous.
Yeah, hopefully by the play-in, they can figure it out. But yeah, I got Toxic Kings.
Okay.
Next, we have only flags and no fly zone. So I'm going to be putting a lot of balls on Duvall's head.
Yeah, but what about the game?
I got,
I'm sorry.
I got only flags.
I'm taking no fly zone.
Yep. Well, see you later.
What time is the game?
7:45.
Duvall's not gonna be
I'm
there at
taking only
7:45.
flags.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm taking only flags. they're, one of their defenders ain't gonna be there.
I'm still taking no fly zone. I think only flags in a hard time stopping that offense.
Yep. Well,
Assuming everybody's there.
Listen, I know one of their defenders is going to bed at 7 o'clock in the morning.
All right, relax.
all right. So they won't have Jay Burris. Is that
All right. Touchdown Mafia and free smoke.
I'm gonna go TDM.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be a little close. I think TDM pulls it out.
I like this TDM team that they have. So I think they got free smoke. Free smoke is Jay Townsend, Ant Nieves, and
Yep.
those guys, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got TDM. I like their team.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing on free smoke is getting Jay the reps and figuring it out. Unfortunately, they played a half, in the rain. So I
Thanks
know.
a lot, Jacob.
Yeah, no kidding. He's ruining it for everybody.
Yep.
I know Jay's style was working pretty well. Only putting up 6 points in a half is not that great. Obviously, the defense looking good, but how much does the rain factor into that? So I still take TD Mafia, probably in a close one, maybe 2 scores tops. I wouldn't be surprised if Free Smoke does win, though.
Again, Bailey just coming in, just saying free smoke is free dubs.
Bailey who?
Cutter.
All right, remember the number 1 rule of the show? His comments don't get to the show, remember?
I forgot. That's been like 3 weeks ago.
All right, Tropic Thunder and Greek Gods.
I want to say Tropic Thunder, but Jacob's going to find a way to finagle it so that his team wins. Even if they lose, somehow the score will get reported that Greek Gods won. So
That's fair. Not only are we playing phony Greeks and the Gods and the the NEFL reffing committee and Bova, but no, I'm taking Thunder coming out top. I'm gonna be calling routes out in Greek, and he will have no idea what I'm saying because he's
a
not
phony.
Greek.
No, I got Tropic Thunder winning that game.
Yeah, I think we bounce back. The Greek Gods team that they have, I respect that team. It's good, solid team. Jacob always keeps the teams in a game, and he does figure out this style pretty good. But I do think we do bounce back. I think it's a close game, but I think we pull it out. All right, we got City Boys and Screaming Eagles. Screaming Eagles should be full squatted.
I think City Boys lays it on them. I think they bounce back this week and play like they should. I think they lay it on them.
I think I'm gonna give City Boys the edge here. I think they pull it out in a close one. I think it's gonna be low scoring, but I think City Boys will pull it out.
Now, last season, did each one of those teams have a defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year, or was that the last game? Because Carter just made a comment.
Carter was Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, okay. So that's your guy's game.
Who was Offensive Player of the Year? Cheeks, right?
Cheeks, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to make sure because he made a comment about that.
Jacob's keeping my title warm. Yeah, I'm coming for that. Yeah, I got City Boys. I got City Boys in a low-scoring game, but I got them pulling it out over Screaming Eagles. You got them over. You got City Boys winning.
Yeah, I think they're gonna blow them out.
All right, we got Golden Boys and Crazy Work. This to me is, I think this is game of the week.
I got Golden Boys by a good margin. I think it's gonna be 2-3 scores.
I think it's going to be close. I think Crazy Work will be able to shut down the run shit easily. So he's going to force Golden Boys to pass.
So
Do I think Golden Boys have the edge in the downfield passing? Maybe. But I also don't see Golden Boys stopping Crazy Work.
I think Golden Boys has the best passing team on paper. They have a real complete receiving core.
Yeah.
They got Chad. I mean, Junior's coming back. I'll give Junior credit at receiver. And then you got Coop, who played really well. You got Quinn. That kid Susie played well at receiver. And then you got Cloak, too, along with Riley.
Yeah.
Like, I think they have the most complete offense in the league. I mean, obviously, you got
That crazy work defense, though.
You have heat check up there with the offense. I know Pat's going to be excited I mentioned them again, but I think Golden Boys has the most complete, probably the most complete team in the league. I think they're going to beat them by 2 or 3 scores.
That's fair. I'm still taking crazy work in a close game. I
think that's where they falter. I would take Riley in a close game over an inexperienced DJ. DJ doesn't play a lot of quarterback.
He's not that inexperienced.
Not that inexperienced.
You can't say he's more inexperienced than Riley. Where else does Riley play Cody? I mean, where else does he play quarterback?
He played for years in blitz. And
At receiver?
He played growing up. No, he played QB for was it Golden Boys in blitz as well?
Yeah.
He won 2
What
chips in a row.
I got Derek Myers Dome saying someone check the house for carbon monoxide.
For what part?
I'm presuming he's just thinking everybody's speaking crazy. Also,
Probably because I said Golden Boys is the most complete offense, which I think they do. I mean,
Complete?
from top to bottom, each position.
You have an argument to make.
But
Yeah.
when you look at heat check, obviously they have the 2 best weapons in the league.
yeah.
But complete offense, all 5 guys receiving the ball, I think they have a better offense.
Also, no Greg for City Boys, if that alters anything on that previous game.
Yeah,
That
that
sucks.
does alter. That does alter. For sure.
That might be a close game swing.
Yeah.
That sucks.
All right.
All right.
What do we got?
Zigzag and drip check.
Ooh. This would be a good game for Drip to bounce back, but I'm going to go Zigzag. I think they finally put it together. Burns finally has the roster around him to get it done, so I got Zigzag by 2 scores.
I don't disagree about. I feel that he's got the guys around him. I'm taking drip check in this one. Assuming everybody's there, they're gonna give Zigzag a hard time. If Danny cannot turn the ball over, and his team bounces back, and nobody bounces back a team better than Danny. Yeah, I like drip check winning this one. Certified Kings, Boston Biscuits. 2 1-0 teams.
I got the Kings. I think they got too much speed.
So, in a smaller field, the speed's not that important. Boston Biscuits kept a decent team to 25 points. Or 24. I still have Certified Kings. But I would not be surprised if Boston Biscuits win this game. I do like that Certified Kings roster. I do think they're very good. All right, we got Boom Boom and Supreme.
Boom Boom and Supreme. I'm going to go Boom Boom. I think their defense steps up this week. Obviously, they had a tough matchup with Art and the receiving core of Toxic, but I think Boom Boom's defense steps up this week, and they get it done.
Yeah, I think so too. Early games, Bova's already turning the ball over. Can't be doing that. I don't believe he played as good of a defense as Boom Boom's defense potentially could be on paper. Obviously, we're in week 2. It's hard to see things pan out.
Yeah.
Boom Boom does have the potential to arguably be the best defense. You can make the argument. I don't care what team you are right now. You can make that argument.
Yeah.
If Boba turns the ball over, Boom Boom will win this with ease. I'm gonna take Boom Boom. I think it's gonna take a week or 2 maybe for Boba to start getting on the same page with the rest of the Supreme team. Best Buds, Web Warriors. You can guarantee Adam and their last round pick is out.
I'm going to go Best Buds. I think they bounce back. Especially missing Adam. That's tough.
I'm still going to go Web Warriors here. I was not impressed with Best Buds their first game. They're going to have a difficult time with Web Warriors defense. Regardless of Adam out there, they're still a very viable defense. They got 6 guys that can play physical and 6 guys that can pull flags and they can cover deep. I think it's a close mid-scoring game, somewhere around 30-30, but I think Web Warriors pull it out. I think Omar's starting to find his groove. Yeah, I think Web Warriors open up the season 2-0. We got Flip the Bird and Black Mambas. Connor, you want to pick this one?
No, I'm gonna leave this to I'm gonna leave it to you guys.
You leave it to the professionals. Such a political answer.
I'm gonna go Black Mambas just because I think Howe's gonna have a Nashville hangover.
When does he actually get back?
He might not move back. He's gonna stay down there. So he went from Nashville to Orlando. I think he's hitting Cuba next. He's just going farther south, so he might not even be there for the season.
Yeah. I'm going Flip the Bird. I'm assuming Mike's coming back. I just think fully loaded Flip the Bird is very tough. I think Black Mambas, they got very good players. They're more speed, they're more size than speed. I believe they can stop the run game very well, but I don't believe the Flip the Bird's game plan is offense. I mean, Jesus Christ. They're not a run game team. They're more of a passing team. And I think Mambas will have a hard time with that.
We got Joe Biden on the mic right now.
Buddy, it's been a long day, okay? I'm sorry. I'm doing my best over here.
I feel like the guy that just freezes.
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Real quick, Baden had a pretty good proposition here for that Boom Boom Supreme game. He said that Ben and Bova should make a bet, and it's either a raise or fired.
The next comment says, either way, Ben loses.
Come on, Bova. Step up. All right, last game, we got Heat Check and No Limit. Now, I do think No Limit will play better defense this game than Tropic Thunder did. Not that their defense is better. I just think they'll play better defense.
Way to throw your defense under the bus.
I'm not throwing my defense up. Listen, they'll tell you we played bad. I don't need to tell you. They know we kind of just went in that game and winged it, which is not going to work. And we're fixing that. That'll be fixed. I can promise you that.
Steve, is it true you said your team was afraid of the rain?
No. I said I was afraid of the rain. Amigo was throwing. If I felt any rain, I was out of there. All right, we got Heat Check and No Limit. I'm taking Heat Check.
Just to piss Dome off, I'm taking No Limit. But Heat Check's going to win.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's week 2. Those are our predictions. We got any comments before we want to end the show?
Not you, Bailey.
Pat says I need more Tambo at corner.
Corner? I told Pat to come over for the jump ball. He fucking wanted no room in that.
He said no smoke.
No.
That's really it.
That's really it?
Yeah. Other than him telling me to sack up.
Who?
Pat.
Oh, for making the pick on.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to be biased. Of course I want to pick my team to fucking win.
Yeah.
But why
Alright,
didn't you? Because you think you're going to lose?
No. I just don't know what's going to happen.
He already screwed his team week 1.
Fuck you, buddy. I was trying to pitch the ball when I fumbled it. Nobody was looking.
Still a fumble.
I know.
Ask Danny how that worked out.
Danny was falling. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was down.
Yeah. I don't know if he was down, but he was bracing himself. That's why he lost the ball.
It was quick turnarounds, and they bit on me so hard after I caught the ball. I'm looking at Bubba. Bubba's not even paying attention. I'm like, fuck.
Well,
I turned back. Boo.
Bubba's elite. You got to get him the ball early and let him work.
Yeah. Well, he's fighting a knee injury too right now as well.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. We're hurting. That's why I'm like, I didn't want to mention much.
All right, that's fair.
How's going to come back without his number 1 weapon ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Let's have a healthy week and get your stats up, get your videos in. We'll do top 5, and let's not hear from Junior in the comments. So let's clean up our trash because a day without Junior is a good day.
Yeah,
all right, good night, Grease.
That's serious. Clean up the trash, guys.